high tier instead of top tier. So Zhao Yu, these are all the same change, and I don't actually know what. So she has her Fire Dancer, crouching 314, 214, back turn 214, and Mistrust, Dark and Stormy. No, Zhao Yu has some pretty cool move names. Fire Dancer, Dark and Stormy, Mistrust. I already knew Mistrust, but side note, I'm gonna try and learn more Tekken move names for commentary. I don't think it's cool to use notation when you do commentary. I think the people that know what you're talking about know what the move is, so you don't need to say what the move is, and the people that don't know what you're talking about aren't going to magically know what you're talking about just because you use notation, and notation is kind of named. So I'm gonna try and make an effort to learn more move names because I think it'll make the commentary better, or maybe it won't. But let me know how you feel about that. But these all had the same change except this one. Attack hitbox is made bigger, but the properties on hit with a grounded opponent has changed. I don't know if the last hit, this is all, these two are referring to the last hit, which is the same thing as Mistrust. I don't know if it used to hit grounded or if it hits grounded now. I don't know too much about Zhao in FR in general. But, so, sorry about that if you're a Zhao Yu fan and you wanted to know stuff. Jin, right thrust kick, forward 4 recovery frames for the opponent when they block this increased by 3 frames. So I know when FR first came out that they kind of did Jin a little bit dirty by making it so his forward 4 did not hit grounded anymore. And that was a big nerf for him. So instead of changing that, I think what they're doing is making it so at least the move itself is better to throw out in neutral. Because, so what this means, I think, is the move itself is now -5 or -4, depending on when you block it. But now if Jin transitions into, what is it called, CDS or mental awareness, I don't know, whichever version of the game you played, it's called different stuff now. But now the transition is plus. So Tekken is saying now if you do forward 4 and then hold forward to go into stance, and you do a move right away, now it's +2 or 3. So maybe now he can get some cool block shenanigans going with some stuff. I'm not a Jin player. I wouldn't know. That's the only thing that I can see. Low right, roundhouse, down back 4, pushback on counter hit is reduced. This is weird because we've been dealing with stuff where the pushback on block has been reduced to make it easier to punish. The only reason I could think that they made the pushback on counter hit less is because it was making it hard for him on counter hit. Down back 4 is supposed to knock down, and Jin's supposed to get a combo and stuff. So um, the only thing is that I'm guessing at certain ranges, like if he hit down back 4 on the tip on counter hit, it was really hard for him to get the follow up for a combo. So that's my assumption for this change. And then right sweep CDS4, issue where the properties of this move would differ depending on when you inputted it has been fixed. This could mean, because I'm not a Jin player, this could be a lot of things where maybe the move came out faster if you did it earlier, or it came out faster if you did it later. Um, if you're a Jin player and you know, let me know in the YouTube comments for this. I'd appreciate it. I'd always appreciate knowing more things about characters I don't play. Okay, Bryant. Brian's been pretty strong. So he's been like I said before, Horong and Steve are probably the two top tier characters. Brian is probably in the tier right below them. So let's see what they did to Brian in this patch. Rage Drive, issue where an opponent hit on the wall by the Rage Drive with shift places has been corrected. So this is, I said before, in the system thing, they changed how certain Rage Drives interacted with the opponent on hit. This is an example of that. Some weird stuff happens sometimes where you would trade spots or just weird stuff would happen. And it's a bug fix basically. Middle side kick 3+4 attack hitbox has been made smaller, tracking on the move has been reduced, and then blackout trap down forward 2-3, which is the 3 is the same move as 3+4. Hitbox has been made smaller. Um, This move, so Brian has had this move, I think, since Tekken 6. In Tekken 6, it was really oppressive because it was really hard to step. It was, it gave a combo and counter hit, and like the range was just like Brian's could just do 3+4 all day. That was like their neutral, you know. Like I was saying before, how Tekken 7 Horong was doing forward forward 4 in neutral like it was free. Brian in T6 and in T7 because they took it away in Tag 2. They made it worse in Tag 2 and then they made it back to how it was in T6 in 7.0 and FR. So Brian's used to just be doing 3+4 all day. So um so what they're making, the attack hitbox has been made smaller. So that probably means linearly, I can't talk right now. Linearly, it doesn't reach as far. So it doesn't sort of have like it's doesn't have like this phantom hitbox on it. And it's easier to step in general. So you can dash in and block it a little bit easier. You can dash in and try to sidestep it or just try to sidestep it in mid-screen a little bit easier. Um, Obviously, they don't say how big the change is, how much smaller it is, how much worse the tracking is, but it was a really good move. I still think it's a really good move because it's still a counter hit mid that leads to a juggle. We'll see how it is. Hammer driver hatchet. Down 1 plus 2, 3. Recovery frames from the opponent after getting hit by this move decreased by 1. That just means it's 1 frame worse on hit. Let's see how bad this is now. Let's see. Sorry. Sometimes it's hard to read the Japanese to know which character is which. Let's see here. Down, down 1 plus 2, 3. So now it went from +2 to +1, and it's -14, which is, I think it's not the same as just doing Corsical back. Yeah, Corsical back 3 by itself. This move, the second hit, is the same as just as his normal Corsical back 3. Hatchet kick, I believe it's called. But now it's +1. I didn't actually see people use this move too much, but maybe they were using it. But I don't think this matters to me. This is making sort of a whatever move a little bit worse. Meteor smash damage, back 1 plus 2, damage reduced by 10. I think this is sort of an oversight, because in general, I've been noticing in Tekken 7 FR, unblockables don't do a lot of damage. And I think maybe Brian's kind of snuck through and it was still doing a lot of damage. Let's see here. Yeah, it was doing like 63 and now it's doing 53? Question mark it says. But that's a lot of damage. I think like a lot of the unblockables in Tekken 7 are not supposed to be doing a lot of damage anymore. And I think this was an oversight and they're just trying to correct it. Wedge driver. Let me see. I know I got a video for this. Uh, Back down forward 4. This is when Brian spins and does the low kick. Let me see what I got here for you guys. I have so many liked videos on my Twitter timeline just that just show the move properties. I don't actually have this one. That kind of sucks. Oh well, but It's basically the same as the king dropkick. It knocks him down. I think they get a free kickoff, which is what Kurosako back 4 is right here. And it got its properties on hit with a grounded opponent has changed. So this is like the third or fourth move that hits grounded that has its properties on hit changed, and then pushback on block reduced. I know this move is kind of, even in tag 2, when you block this move on the tip, it's really difficult to punish. So it's supposed to be like -11, -12. I think maybe it was like a little bit worse in tag 2, maybe not. But if they spaced it out correctly, it was like, unless you were Jack or something, it was really risky trying to go for a launch because they could always just duck under your jabs and launch you instead. So that was really aggravating. So just like the Horong back 1 nerf, this is just supposed to make the pushback on block being reduced is just supposed to make it easier to punish. All right, Northern Cross, crouching forward, down forward 4. I think, yeah, this is a new move they gave him in FR. The recovery frames for the opponent when they block this is decreased by 1 frame. So let's see here. So now it used to be safe, and now it's -10. You know, it says -10 with a question mark, but I know this used to be safe. So 1 frame would make it jab punishable. And then properties on counter hit. I think they wanted to give it the counter hit property, which I know I have a video for. And they decided, hey, we can't keep making this safe, so this is what it looks like on counter hit. Boom. Launcher. Gives a auto screw into full combo. So I think this is a buff because even though it's now jab punishable, it's still really good on hit. It'll still wall split on hit, and if you hit it on counter hit in open space, you get a full combo for it. Not a full combo, but you'll get a mini combo for it because you'll automatically use screw on them. But oops, let's move that over. And all right, so again, mostly nerfs, and then I think I'm gonna call this a net buff for Brian because he basically gets another launcher, another counter hit launcher. Oh, and I guess he gets the new hit animation because this never did anything on counter hit. It was the same thing on normal hit or counter hit. All right, Heihachi. Heihachi's been another strong character in FR. His rage art, tracking on it reduced, the generic thing that a lot of characters had. Hammer beating, down 1-2, properties on counter hit has changed. So this is his down 1 into a forward 2 punch. And when they first gave this to him, the second hit was safe. You couldn't sidestep it, and on counter hit, it gave a stun into a full combo. And then they made the second hit slower in the last patch. And I guess they just kind of gave up, and they're like, you know what? This move, we're not gonna let it have a full combo anymore, and we're going to give it a new stun instead. So now it gives a guaranteed follow-up. If you see this video here, so it's kind of like hitting while standing 1. I'll show it again. Kind of gives the same as hitting his while standing 1, and now you get a free Death Fist. So this is obviously a nerf because the overall damage is reduced, but I like this better. I think this is cooler. In giving a full combo on counter hit was kind of dumb, and I would not have been happy if it stayed in the game. And Gekisai, down back 1+2, recovery frames to the opponent after they get hit by this move is increased by 3 frames. So this is the move that Tag 2 online Heihachis love to use. It's because it's super evasive. It goes under hellish crap for no reason. And I think I'm trying to remember what it did because maybe the move is different in FR. Recovery frames that they get hit by this move increased. So this means it's plus 3. What did it used to be? Oh wait, this is not. I'm not looking at Heihachi. That's the problem. I was looking at a different character's frame data. Oh, so now it's plus 5. Damn. It's minus 12 and it's plus 5 now. Damn, this move is super good, in my opinion. As a move that you can just kind of throw out when it's like a pseudo crush move. It's more of an evasive move, but this move is super annoying to deal with when people, at least in tag 2, what would happen is like the Heihachi would tag in and they would do down back 1+2 and they would like go under your jab or your punish or something. And then, so now like in a 1v1 game where Heihachi can just sort of throw this move out randomly, minus 12, plus 5, that seems like a pretty good buff to me. Demon Uppercut frames where it is invincible against Akuma's Hadokens is increased by 6 frames. This move is supposed to be, according to the Tekken website, one of the moves that you use to beat Akuma's fireballs. I'm guessing it wasn't doing the job well enough, so they gave it a 6 frames more of invincibility. You know, it's pretty much what's the word? You know, open and close what the point of that was. Dragon Uppercut, Crouch Dash 1, tracking on the move is reduced, now has jump status. This move, I'm assuming, I don't know if they're referring to both versions of this, but FR Heihachi, when you do the Omen Thunder God Fist, basically it's the Thunder God Fist that has the blue sparks on it. It's safe, but it's a full launcher now. It used to be plus frames, but it wasn't a full launch. It would just knock them away. Now, this thing it's like minus 8 or 9 instead of being plus like I think it was plus 5. I'm probably wrong on that, but it was definitely plus. But now it's a launcher. Um, and now what it says when it has jump status means now it can go over lows, so it can crush lows. So Heihachi basically has a slow hop kick because the move itself is still like I want to say like 20 frames. It's not like a regular hop kick where it's 15 frames. Yeah, plus as in plus on block. In Tag 2, if you did Omer Thunder God Fist, it was plus on block, I believe. I could be wrong. But basically, this change means like the tracking thing is whatever. They had to do that because now Heihachi has a 20 frame hop kick, basically, that does hella damage. Is minus 9 in Tag 2 as well? Okay, so I was wrong. So now if Heihachi thinks you're going to do a low, he can bust out the Omen Thunder God Fist. And I don't know if it's harder or whatever to do, but the best Heihachis are going to be able to do this. And now they have more reason to do this because A, it's a launcher, B, it goes over lows, C, it does hella Danny. And then the jumping mid kick, crouch dash 3, damage reduced by 5. I think this is just to nerf what this is sort of a nerf to his rage drive combo because Heihachi would do a full combo to screw, rage drive, and then he would normally do crouch dash 3 as the ender, and it would do hella damage. So this is the nerf to damage on that combo, and just in general. Um, so again, let's see, you got nerf, nerf, probably buff, 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 nerf. I think with the crouch dash 1, the best Heihachi, if you are a super good Heihachi player, Heihachi's better now. Just for having the low crushing Thunder God Fist. That's my opinion. Kazuya Rage Drive now pushes the opponent further away on hit. Corrected an issue where players would shift positions when the drive is blocked at the wall. So this just sounds the second part just sounds like a bug fix, like I was saying before on the system changes where they were just correcting how stuff interacted on hit with certain rage drives. Um, the rage drive, the crouch dash 1+4 up. When you hold up forward, it's when Kazuya goes into the Heaven's Gate, and that's when he turns into Devil. When he goes into Devil form, if you don't hold up forward, he just does this big old Thunder God Fist, and he doesn't turn into Devil Kazuya. But if you hold up forward, he takes you up into the air, smashes you down, and then he becomes Devil Kazuya. Now, if the Rage Drive pushes them away further away on hit, that just means it's harder for Kazuya to get follow-ups. It was possible that before they were close enough that they'd be face down, and Kazuya could just wave dash in their face and force a mix up, even though um, the transformation should have sort of reset the situation. So them getting pushed away further away on hit just means they're trying to make it so Kazuya isn't in such an advantageous position after he does it. Slaughter high kick, down forward 1-4 recovery frames is increased by 2 frames. This is a nerf to uh, remove a combo that Kazuya could do before this patch. Basically, Kazuya's wall combo was sort of breaking the game because Kazuya could do while standing 4, uh, down forward 1-4, and then do down forward 2. And if you don't understand how wall combos in Tekken are supposed to work, after 3 hits, they're supposed to fall. They're supposed to slump off the wall fast. So you're supposed to be able to um, get away from really long combos. Like it's supposed to make it so really long combos aren't possible unless they're like really fast repeated hits. So after 3 hits, Kazuya should not be able to get the down forward 2, but he was. So by making it so the down forward 1-4 basically takes 2 frames faster to recover, it gives the opponent time to fast slump off the wall and get away from the down forward 2. So it's a nerf. It means that he has to do a different combo now. But I think the fact that it was a combo that shouldn't have been possible to begin with. It looked cool, but it was kind of dumb. And the last change is a buff for him. His Kumokiri back 1+2. This is his backswing blow, basically. Is recovery frames decreased by 1 frame. Properties on counter hit have been changed. And I'm going to show you what this means. I have a video that shows what this does. I should have a video that shows what this does. Oh, actually, I have a video of the down forward, the wall combo not working anymore. This is the old combo. See? And now the down forward 2 doesn't work anymore. This used to work. So this, that, and then that used to hit grounded, and that all used to work. And now it doesn't work anymore. And then the video of the counter hit back 1+2. Oops. Let's do that. Show you guys that. Wait for it. Wait for it. Boom. So now it's the same as eating a counter hit down forward 2. Ugh. I actually don't remember what the stun used to be on counter hit, but that is, it's not a huge deal because a Kaz didn't Kaz players wouldn't use this move a lot because it's slow, it's janky. It's not like a Bob backswing blow or something like that. And you have to A, do the move, B, be ready for the counter hit, and then C, have the execution to hit the um, to hit the perfect electric to get the full launch. But this is kind of like the Thunder God Fist thing with Heihachi. If you are a good Kazuya player, you're going to be able to do this. And now that they've buffed the backswing blow, back 1+2, now you are more incentivized to use this move. The move is buffed, so that means you're going to want to use the move more, which means people are going to use the move more, which means you're going to see, it's kind of like chicken and the egg kind of thing. Because the move is better, you're going to use it more, and because you're going to use it more, you're going to get more counter hits, and because you're going to get more counter hits, people are going to hit this combo. So I think some players have told me this is not a big deal. I kind of disagree. It's it's a big deal, but it's not necessarily going to show its face that much. But I think it's a big deal. But that's it for Kazuya. Steve, one of the other, I'd say, top tier characters in Tekken 7 FR right now. So his Rage Drive, the hitbox on the fifth hit has been made bigger. I used to see that randomly, like, his Rage Drive seems really wonky. And, sometimes it wouldn't hit, and sometimes it would hit in like, weird things would happen. So I think this is just sort of a consistency fix, so the whole Rage Drive hits all the time. Double jab, recovery frames increased by 1. I'm gonna skip around here. Double jab, 1-1, recovery frames increased by 2 frames. And then eagle jab, while staying 1-1, recovery frames increased by 2 frames. So these two changes are meant to keep, I guess, what's the best way to say this? Steve can't mash these two moves anymore without consequence. Like, now he's gonna have both these moves, because they have 2 frames more of recovery, are on paper are now easier to punish on whiff. I know while standing 1-1 in particular was kind of like, unless you were waiting for it, it was hard to punish if you duck the second hit. While standing 1-1 is a mid high. Um, and then 1-1 in general. So these are both meant to like make it so he just can't throw buttons out and not worry about being punished for it. Gut drill 4-2. It's the right sway punch is now the pushback on block is now reduced. I want to see how bad this is in general. Do RP. It's minus 13. So this is kind of the same thing as kickoff for Brian and back 1 for Horong. At certain distances, even though you should be able to punish it, some characters would have their jabs or whatever whiff, and that's meant to just make it easier to punish. Cyclone knee kip, damage decreased by 2. That's his Albatross down 2. The Albatross low, just a damage nerf. I think that was doing like 20-ish, maybe 24, something like that. So that's like a 10% damage nerf on that. Uh, Power Puncher, Duck Forward 2 properties on normal hit have been changed. I honestly haven't been watching a lot of Steve stuff, so I don't know what the property on normal hit is now. It used to just knock down, and used to get the free down back 2, because that used to be that's the FR Steve stuff. You do extended duck forward 2, and then you get a free duck forward 2 that knocks them down, and you get a free uh, punch sweep, like down back 2. So I don't know what this changes. Body bomb, back 2, pushback on block reduced. That's to make it, again, just like the 4-2, to make it easier to punish. And this happened a lot in TAC 2, where you block it on the tip, and you try to jab punish it, because it's supposed to be like minus 11 or something, and because your jab is just at a range, Steve ducks and punishes you instead. And burst hammer up 4-2, recovery frames increased by 1, which means it's 1 frame worse on block, and it's just 1 frame slower when it whiffs in general. So let's see what it is now. So now it's minus 14. So that means it's worse than a regular hop kick. Uh, Up forward 2 is they changed it. It used to be the uppercut and then an FR. It's basically like an orbital. He jumps up, punches you in the head, and you bounce off the ground and you get a combo. So now against certain characters like let's say Brian or Mishima's even, or let's say Brian and Mishima's, he's got to worry about getting launched for throwing out up forward two. So besides the rage drive thing, which I'm going to say is more of a consistency fix than a buff, again, just like Horong, all nerfs. All little nerfs, nothing super big, but they definitely are trying to make him not be the like the super top tier, just like Horong is.